for the wet Oregon fall, where the gloom hangs low and the fog sits tall. I need to keep my eyes to the clouds, cock an ear into the mist, listen to the gust for that ancient sound.
Hello everybody, welcome to Beverage Hunters. This is Behind the Brew. Today we are back in Grants Pass, Oregon, Dave.
Yes, we are here at Climate City Brewing.
Climate City Brewing, downtown Grants Pass. We're actually on an awesome little bridge right here outside the brewery. You can come out here, sit down, get a good view of the creek, enjoy a nice cold beer. Dave, we're about to go inside and learn the history of this building, which has a lot of history in it.
Yes, this one I'm definitely looking forward to. This is a great place. Been here a couple times, and the building and the brewery itself is just phenomenal.
Phenomenal, great history behind this. It's been here over 140 years.
Insane.
Long time. A lot of history here, a lot of character in this building. So we're gonna go inside, try some beer, talk to the people behind the scenes, and learn the story behind the brew at Climate City Brewing. Let's go.
Let's do this.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Behind the Brew right here on Beverage Hunters. I'm Justin.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Dustin.
And we are here in Grants Pass, Oregon once again. This time we're at Climate City Brewing. And Dustin, tell us a little bit about yourself here and what's your role at the brewery. And yeah, tell us, let's start there.
All right. So I became managing partner in 2020, just in time for COVID. So that was great.
Oh, perfect time.
So it's been a couple of really fun years. My partner started the brewery about 7 years ago, and then before that was shut down for a few years in between ownership.
Okay.
It was a restaurant called The Brewery for probably about 30 years.
Wow.
It was a big mainstay here in town. We get a lot of old timers that grew up coming to brunch here for Mother's Day and stuff like that, so that's cool. And then in 1886, it was built as Rogue Brewing. So It was built to be a brewery. Back then, we have a water table just like right here on our patio, where the water tower used to be.
Oh, wow.
And then this right over here was actually the boiling chimney. So pretty cool. The old property owner is still around. She's 93. She brings us pictures and stuff like that from way back in the day. She's super cool. Great source of history. So yeah, it's just a wicked awesome building.
It is.
We have a really great community, and we make good beer.
Right, you definitely do. So this location's been here for a long time, since the 1800s.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Is this mostly the original building, or is
so there was a fire at one point, but it was all brick. So the trusses and whatnot were replaced in the roof. But like recently, we did an addition to. We added on the distillery that you guys talked to, steam, and it's all like I think they call it true wood or something. I mean, like it's really 2x4s, you know, and it's all like rough hewn stuff.
Yeah.
So it's very old still.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the coolest little breweries I've ever seen. You know,
And it's like right here on the right outside of downtown.
Yeah.
And you got a little creek out here.
Gilbert Creek runs right there.
Super nice little vibe out there. I love it.
It's great.
Also, you guys also have a restaurant in here as well. I mean, you guys make some pretty good food.
Thanks. Yeah. So we have it's a huge facility. We have about 80 tables, a really good sized kitchen. We do brunches on the weekends, pizza, burgers. We have a lot of relationships with local farms and stuff, so we do a lot of fresh vegetables and things like that, and try to incorporate that. Fortunately, Southern Oregon used to be home to a lot of hop farmers, but that's gone away. But we still have, so like when you came in our parking lot, these hops are from Savage Creek, which is actually just down the way there. And one of our wranglers found the rhizomes in the creek and then started planting them. So these are like local hop varieties. Wow. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's really neat
stuff, man. Yeah, like I was saying, their food's incredible. I had the chicken and cauliflower the last time I was here, and it was amazing.
The chicken and the Brussels
I was
sprouts.
like, this is crazy good for just a little plate full of delicious cauliflower.
And the price was great too.
Yeah, it was.
We try to be a big part of the community, so keeping things reasonable is pretty important to us.
Sweet. So, been around here for about 7 years for this specific brewery. On the front of the building, it does say Grants Pass Brewing. What was that merge? Or
I think it was Rogue Brewing, and then I think one of the previous owners back in the days, like in the 70s, had a placard.
Probably after
for
Prohibition.
that.
And all that.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And the building in between a couple of those were like they stored apples here at one point, and I think in the 60s there was furniture or something of that nature.
Oh wow!
So it's gone through a couple of renditions. Yeah.
Sweet.
So where did the name Climate City Brewing come from?
Well, Grants Pass. That's our motto, and so it has been for a long time. We recently changed it to Living Rogue, but it fit. It rolls off the tongue. It's a nice
really
acronym,
nice.
CCBC. And it's great down here.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, if you guys seen in the intro piece, you'll see the Climate City sign above Main Street out here. It's really cool. So I kind of pieced it together because I didn't realize that was their motto for over here was Climate City.
Yeah, and you'll have to look, but it just like turned a certain age. Like it's pretty old.
Oh wow. Wow.
Yeah, that sign has been up there.
Yeah,
for
that
a long
sign's been
time.
there. I've seen some pictures like from the 20s or something.
Yeah, I think it just had its like centennial.
Wow.
Even though we've changed mottos, I think it's going to stay there for a while.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about kind of the beer scene down here in the Southern Oregon, I guess, because I know for me personally, I really didn't hear a lot of stuff about breweries down here. I know there's a lot of action going on up north, but me and Dave actually came down here to scout out some breweries, see what's down here, and we found this one. Had no idea this was a place, and we were like, "What?
Yeah.
We got to stop and check it out." Same with Weekend Brewing. There's a bunch of others that we have.
Yeah, Medford has a couple. Ashland has two.
The Ashland's down to one.
Down to one now.
Standing
But that's where Rogue
Yeah.
Brewery started.
Yeah.
So right down
the
there, and
actual
then
Rogue.
they flooded out. They had a flood, and then they moved out to the coast. So I mean, beer kind of did the same thing down here that it did across the state. You know, we got really into it 10, 12 years ago. As microbreweries kind of started taking over, especially the bigger cities and whatnot. We saw our first couple pop up then. Southern Oregon Brewery, Bricktown Brewing.
Yeah.
Those guys popped up down in Medford. At that time I was actually running an Irish pub over there. We specialized in like rare beers and stuff. So that was a blast. And then I think for a few years, the market kind of got a little fatigued with all the crazy IPAs and all this stuff. Like you kind of saw like a little bit of a pullback while everybody kind of like readjusted. And during that time, like simultaneously, you saw the wine industry here really explode. So I think locally we saw an attention shift a little bit to the wine industry, and then now with hazies and small beers kind of coming back onto the market, and seltzers, and people kind of rediscovering the nuances of beer. We're seeing a kind of a little local revival. And I think that's really the great thing about beers.
But the atmosphere of breweries is a little bit more low key than most wineries, I feel. I mean, a lot of them, they're more family orientated.
Yeah,
which
I
definitely I
think
is making a big difference. I mean, we keep growing up north all the time up there with breweries. And
I have two kids, and they're here all the time. Either sitting down doing homework or running around bussing tables or something like that.
Yeah, I definitely like that aspect of like breweries. In particular, you can bring your family in, you can get food, and you can enjoy a nice, delicious local brewed beer,
right?
In a cool atmosphere. Like it's one of the cooler things about breweries I really love.
Yeah. We're planning a trip to Ireland, and in that itinerary, we were looking, and like kids are usually allowed in the pubs to like 8 to 10.
Oh wow!
Because it's like
right.
It's not seen as like a bar.
It's
seen, it's seen as a meeting place, a communal place, and that's definitely something we like to do. We have a lot of local regulars. We have people that we keep in touch with that move. Like we really try to strive to be part of our neighbors' lives.
Yeah, I love that. That's really cool.
Now, how's like the camaraderie with all the different breweries here? With Weekend and Wild River and you guys?
Great.
I mean, you always
we just bought out some grain from them the other day. So, you know, it's
do
like,
any
it's like,
collabs?
oh man.
Do any collaborations with any other breweries here in town?
We have in the past. During COVID, of course,
Yeah.
everybody kind of just like pulled back and got hunkered down. So we've reached back out and talked about doing collaborations. Also, with the increase in prices and stuff, we've also talked about co-oping on some of the grains and
That's
stuff
good.
that we all,
Oh, there you
some of the two-row and stuff that we just all order
Right.
to help drive down the price and help everybody out. That's the important part, I think, is just like watching out for each other. Like a healthy market makes
that's
for
great. It does.
a healthy experience. So I think, for my experience, brewers are usually most amicable to that. Like, they're not egotistical. They're usually pretty chill.
Yeah.
They usually have had a couple beers.
Yeah,
they're all
right.
together. So it's an easy scene to be to build camaraderie. Like, why not?
Yeah,
That's cool. I
don't
like that.
compete.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's got their own thing, and
Competing for the big dogs.
don't
There's enough for
compete.
everybody.
It's all the way around.
Yeah, let's just beat the big dogs.
Yeah, exactly. Let's
Hey,
all
it's
big
happening.
dogs. I'm
It's
all
happening.
for that. It is. It is.
It's, that's the way the industry's going, honestly. How about distribution? Are you guys canning? Can you guys?
So we don't can. We do kegs to some restaurants, and that's just kicking up again. Again, during COVID, we retracted and just really focused on our key lines, and then so now we're pushing back out as everything seems to be okay.
Settling down again. Yeah.
So we have some small stuff here, cans and growlers and bottles and stuff that we
Okay.
put out. Not initially where I want to go personally. I don't really want to compete with those guys on the shelves of
Right.
Albertsons and stuff, and I'm more concerned about being able to control the product and
Right.
the
Yeah.
guest experience.
I like that. That makes
So,
sense.
for the time being, we'll stick Southern Oregon.
Okay.
That's
and,
good.
And just do our neighbors as best we can.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
obviously-
what I prefer to see. Yeah,
Yeah.
the little guys stay low as long as they can do it. And
Yeah.
And obviously, you guys are doing all right because you're still open. You got people coming in all the time. Probably
Yeah,
pretty
everything's going
busy,
great. I'm really
which is
happy
really
with
cool
it.
to see.
Yeah, I'm really happy with how everything's going. Our team is great. My brewer who you're about to talk to is awesome. He came on about a year ago, and that's just been a wonderful addition. His concept and his excitement about what's going on in the market is like the passion's just there, which is key.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Sweet. Now you have this cool mug in front of you.
Yeah. Let's talk
Those
about
are
those.
This is pretty cool.
Yeah,
Tell us about that. I heard there's a cool little story behind it.
Well, so this is so we have our mug club, and like I said, community. So just next door is a glass blowing shop, the Glass Forge, and they're awesome. They do tours. You can make your own like Christmas ornaments and stuff. So if you're in town, definitely check them out. But yeah, so they make our mugs for us. So you get to go design your mug. I've seen things with like hair scissors on them, or I mean, there's people do whatever they want.
Sweet.
And they get quite big, so you get to drink
Fit a lot of
the
beer.
same price that goes in this. So it's a little
All
dangerous,
right.
but during happy hour, it turns out to be a pretty darn good deal. So.
All right, yeah, and we'll show you guys the wall of the mugs over there in a few minutes, here in just a little bit.
Definitely the most
There's a lot.
unique mug club I've ever seen.
Yeah,
ever.
so you guys can get the mug and then leave it here at the brewery, so you don't obviously leave it at home.
Yeah.
And you can just leave it here, and when you come in, just take it off the shelf.
It's always right there
Fill it
waiting
up.
for you.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
All right, Dave, you got any other questions?
I think that's it at the moment.
That's it. All right, we're gonna go talk to Steve about some of the beer in the back and learn about the beer you guys got.
Cheers.
So, all right,
Thanks,
thank you.
Cheers.
I was sitting alone, staring at the San Antone River. Thinking about my friends is thinking about my suspicious nature.
All right, guys, we're now in the brewing side. Time to talk some beer. And we got Steve with us. Steve, how's it going, man?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Awesome. Well, thanks for talking to us. Tell us, how long have you been working here at Climate City Brewing?
I want to say 8 months makes sense. Might be 1 or 2 above or below, but I think 8 months
Give or
makes some
take.
sense. Yeah, give or take. I remember it was cold when I started here, and it's getting cold again. It's now starting to rain.
Yeah, it's starting to come around full circle now.
Awesome. Well, how many beers do you guys here at Climate City have currently on tap?
Currently on tap, I think we have 12 beers and maybe 1 extra guest tap. We also do a couple ciders, and we've just put on some sparkling wine.
Wow.
A little champagne-esque thing,
Okay.
which is really good.
Sweet. What's your guys' flagship beer?
Our flagship beer is Nookie
Nookie.
IPA,
Nookie.
Believe that's
which
what
is
I
what
have
you're
right here.
drinking there.
Beautiful Nookie.
Yeah, Northwest IPA, nice and malty, rich, good for the cold weather. Also, you could drink a couple of these on a hot day and it wouldn't be a problem at all.
Smooth.
Smooth,
I like
malty,
that.
but
Malty.
yeah, kind of like a little more of a kicked up Sierra Nevada kind of a style to it. But
I can
same
get
color,
that.
same, we're going for the same direction on that.
Very delicious. Definitely try Nookie while you guys are here.
Absolutely. If you come to Climate City, you gotta get
Good.
some
Gotta get
Nookie.
Right. Dave, what do you got in your glass?
I have the hazy here.
The new hazy. It's
New
new,
hazy.
correct?
Hazy, yeah, we named
Brand
this
new.
after our house cat around here, Climate City Kitty. It's nice, it's soft, it's fluffy, it's
It
nice
is
and
good.
pillowy. Not a lot of bitterness, lots of hops in your face, all sorts of different hops. I don't even know if I can name them all off right now, but or I can't. I don't have
Yeah.
proprietary. But yeah, amazing beer. It's something that I wanted to do for a while here, but also wanted to get my chops in on the core beers before I try to get too experimental. We've got a passion fruit saison on. That's really nice too. That's also on the experimental side of things, where it's like you like it or you like it or you don't.
Yeah, I like
but
good
I think
passion
it's a
fruit.
really good beer. There's not a lot of sweetness to it, but there is a lot of fruit character to it. Great saison if you're into those stout beers.
Yeah.
And it was a great end of summer beer. Moving on from end of summer into something a little heavier, I think the hazy works out perfect.
I like that.
We're going to be brewing Nookie again next, which is also a great fall beer, and then moving on from there into our classic Rainy Falls Red, which also has kind of a following of people that either call in or ask about it on social media and say, when's that coming out? So we try to do that at least once a year. It's hard to do in every part of the year because reds just aren't that popular, but this red is popular and it's our popular red, so we try to
Keeps
keep it
them
on at
coming
least
back.
once a year.
Right. All right. Well, we're gonna have to come down and try it when it's
So
out.
the customers
We'll
are really
come back.
liking the reds.
Well, and that's it too. You got to go with the customers.
Yeah.
I mean, you can
Yeah.
go with the times, or you can follow kind of what the customers want. And if they say, "Hey, we want this," you do it. I think we were out of Nookie for a couple weeks.
Is that the #1 selling beer here?
Yes, and we were out for a couple weeks, and it was like there was hate mail. Just people calling in and saying, where's the Nookie? So you want to keep those people happy, and even though the hazies are the new popular thing, and the
this is
lighter
a
beers,
very good hazy.
this has a place in everyone's restaurant or kitchen or barbecue, whatever. It's a style of beer that's never going anywhere. So we try to hold on to that as a flagship, and then do other experimental things.
That's great.
Yeah, but I'm a big hazy fan. This one is
It's
top of the
right,
list
right there on top. It's great.
top of the list. Anyways, so when you're brewing an IPA, what something wrong?
What did I say?
I don't know.
It was something that I said.
When you see it,
Okay.
you'll understand.
Oh, I get it. Okay, cool.
Okay, so when you're making an IPA, a new IPA, how do you go about making it stand out or make it different from like all the other hundreds of IPAs that are out there? Like, what are some things that you would do differently?
Yeah, it's really hard to make anything different at this point. It's like music. I mean, you try to be creative and you try to do something different, but you also could just go back to something really, really old and resurrect it, and now that's the new thing. So, for instance, like the Kolsch we're brewing over here, the Kolsch has been around forever.
Yeah.
It had no popularity, and then in the last 7 to 10 years, everyone has a Kolsch, and it's a new thing, and everyone loves it. It's a light beer that tastes, like any other light beer, but easy drinking, not bitter, and you can have a couple of them in the summer and really enjoy yourself. But that wasn't really popular until the session and light beers and things kind of came about, where people didn't really want to drink too heavy a beer, and now it's come back full circle. So to me, it's not necessarily about kind of changing it. It's about two things. It's about trying to be as traditional as possible, and then finding out where you can take and mess with tradition and kind of tweak what's good. You know, take something old that's tried and true, and then do something small to it that makes it unique to the palate. So for instance, on this beer here, Kolsch, it's usually some basic German hops that are so-so. I mean, they're just like wonk wonk. But we have the ability now with all these new German hops to bring some things out. So we added Mandarina Bavaria, which is a really kind of citrus-forward hop only in the Whirlpool, and then also Huell Melon, which is another really cool kind of like melony cantaloupe style of a hop, but in such small amounts that it's not going to change the tradition of the beer.
Right.
But we're going to change something that's not traditional in the beer and use something that is a new school hop.
You can just taste a little difference in it.
Exactly. So it might just be something different that you haven't had before, but it's something that you're very familiar with, which is what we need to do all the time in cooking and culinary things like that.
Keep fresh.
Yeah, you got to keep it fresh, but you also got to stay with what's tried and true, or else you're going way off the deep end.
Like, I've never been.
People are going to hate it because
I've never been
why
much
would
of
you
a
do
Kolsch
that?
fan,
This isn't a Kolsch.
but there has been some good ones really popping up lately. I was like, wow, I can keep this,
and that's the thing too.
I never thought.
Well, that's what's funny about Kolsch is that it's probably one of the most broad styles in the area because it comes from one town. So each person and each brewery does it the same, but different because of their water or their ingredients or whatever. So I mean, when you go to Cologne, you will find so much different beer there, even though most of it's based on the same yeast and the same hop blend. It's going to be different. Which is cool, and that's how it should be around here. We talked about different brewers and different breweries coming in, us coming back into it, and in my opinion, I would like to see more breweries in Grants Pass. More people, more tap houses and things like that, because everybody gets a bigger piece of the pie. The pie doesn't get smaller; the pie gets bigger when everyone else comes into town.
Not too long ago, the Grants Pass only had one brewery.
And it's nice to see that we have multiple now.
It is.
It's definitely cool to see more down here. Like I was telling him earlier, I didn't even know there was breweries down here until I Googled it, and I was like, oh wow, they actually have quite a few.
Yeah, there's still a couple others we haven't been to yet.
So more fun. Anyway, so we're talking about the Kolsch. How about we go back here and
let's check it out.
Some glasses that are ready to
we got
try.
glasses.
So we're gonna go try some of the new Kolsch. Hasn't been released yet, but it is on its way out.
So this is crashed. It's cold. It's not carbonated. So you won't feel any of the bubbles, but you will get the idea.
Alright, quick.
Cameraman gets one.
Cameraman gets one too.
Alright, so here we go with the Kolsch straight out of the, what are these called? I honestly...
This is just a fermenter.
Just a fermenter. Okay, straight out of the fermenter.
Yes,
it's not on tap yet, but it should be soon. When are you guys releasing it?
I would say in 1 week.
About a week.
It'll be on tap. Basically, what you do with a Kolsch is you treat it like a lager, which needs to be lagered for at least a couple weeks, if not more. The longer, the better, to an extent. But as soon as you do that, it takes a little bit longer. What you can do with the Kolsch, which is fun, is that it only takes maybe a week and a half after you crash it to go through its lagering stage. It's an ale yeast, but it acts like a lager and it smells a lot like a lager, has those same characteristics. So we can kind of, I wouldn't say rush the process by any means, but we can really
Well, I just got a
speed
good
up the
smell of that
process.
one.
Yeah, you did.
All right, get in there. Let's go ahead and try this.
Let's do this.
That is definitely a
That's
smooth.
good.
Yeah,
Drink.
in my opinion, it should taste like almost nothing. But then when you think about it, you're like, no, that's definitely beer.
And it's got that little bite at the end of it, though. It
Yeah,
kinda
just a
wakes it
little.
up. Just
There
a
are
little-
hops in there, but
almost
not
a
a lot.
creamy caramel type of a texture at the end.
Yeah.
I like
So picture this cold and carbonated, or
Yeah.
colder and carbonated,
Right.
and really
Just-
fluffy with a nice head on it, and that's what we're working with. But again, that's the process. A couple days ago, this was not as clear as it was. It was kind of hazy.
Oh, wow.
And that's what you're waiting for, is clarifying those little particulates out and making sure that there's no turbidity. yeah, it's one of those things where you just have to take your time, even though you want to drink it right now.
Right.
Which we have been doing as more of our like Keller/cellar beers. We've been coming over to it and just saying it's okay. Oh, it's doing okay.
It's getting better.
But you got to check it. I mean, that's part of the brewing process. You got to check everything almost every day, and you got to look
good
at
body
it.
to it right now.
Yeah,
This is-
good body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is they're definitely going to be a good one. Stop by and check it out. About a week. Hopefully this video should be out by the time this is out.
Yeah, in a week
So-
it'll be out. It's our KO Kolsch or knockout kind of a thing
I
with
like
the K
that.
and the O. But really, really clean. It's going to be another one of our flagships, I'm sure. Definitely come and check it out because summer, even winter, you could have as many as you want.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's a good smooth.
It's great.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can come here and sit by the fire. I know you said you were more of a light beer drinker than you were IPA.
Yeah, well, look at that smile.
And he's
on Tyler's
smiling
face
right now. The
over there.
cameraman is actually happy, so that's good.
My
He
favorite
likes
beer
it.
ever.
I mean, I got him on a hazy that he liked, which is
Yeah, you
surprising.
did.
So
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
can get you on that, we can definitely get you on the Kolsch.
Awesome. As far as like seasonal beers, do you guys have any more in the works that is going to be coming out as the winter months come in, or as even in summertime, spring?
Yeah.
What stuff you guys have in mind coming out soon?
I mean, right now we're going to stick with, at least through the winter here, a lot of our cores. The winter warmer that we had on from last year is even better, in my opinion, this year. It's just had some time to age in the cellar, which is amazing, and we got lucky enough to have a good amount of it, so we'll be serving that throughout the winter. The Hef, the new Hiker's Hef is back on, which we hadn't had on since, I don't know, early summer or something like that. So now that the Hiker's Hef is on, people will be satisfied with something a little lighter and something a little bit more Belgian. We've got this coming, Rainy Falls Red, Nookie again. I think we'll probably do something fruity and sour in the future, but because we've got the Saison with passion fruit that's got the kind of tartness, we can have that on as our sour beer right now. But honestly, it's kind of sky's the limit and whatever we want to do. My boss over here has not said no to anything that I wanted to brew so far, which is great because there's a lot of tension in that and anxiety of being like, well, what do we need to brew, and then what can we brew for fun? And there's got to be that balance of just like, you need your staples, and you also need people to come in and go, wow, I've never seen that before.
Right.
One of the coolest places I've ever been to, Sierra Nevada, Northern California, and Chico. I thought they had 4 beers and that was it. I went in there, they had 20 or 30, maybe 40 beers on tap that they made from beers that I've never seen before, from Saisons to all sorts of things, wit beers and stuff, and I didn't know that they had such a scope. The food was excellent, and I really enjoyed that. So if we can have some of that vibe that you come in here, you know what you're expecting, you have your staples, and then you get blown away by whatever is seasonal. Food's great, you walk out and have a good time. Also, I mean, patio, fireplace, covered.
Yeah.
It's even in the fall, it's really nice and it's warming out there. So to me, it's ideal, and that's what we want to do, is keep progressing the beer, but also stay with what our roots are, while experimenting and having a little fun out there with the new stuff and whatever's popular, and trying to make it as good as we can. I mean, hazy IPA is not an easy beer to make. I've been chasing it for a while, and I think after a while we pretty much nailed at least our base. So we can just change the hops up now.
It's great.
It's definitely a good citrusy, smooth hazy.
Yeah, it's like a juice.
It's like a juice. Yeah,
So good.
I was hoping for mimosa if I could, even less sharp. Yeah.
Right. So how long have you been brewing beer, like in general, altogether?
I think it's been about 10 or 11 years brewing in general, but the first 4 or 5 years was cider. I was in a San Francisco 1-bedroom kind of apartment thing where you only had so much space, and it was like, well, you can't use brewing equipment, you can't do anything else, so why not try cider? It's basically add yeast.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Also added different beer yeast to a lot of ciders and tried to see if I can get beer flavors out of the cider, because a lot of the flavor comes from the yeast, and had a lot of success. Then a buddy of mine got a job at a brewery, 21st Amendment, and so I instantly said, when can I get in there and help you? Just I'll take out the trash, whatever it is. And then after that, it was years and years of working with him. We did, I think, over 300, maybe 350 different beer styles. As soon as I got hired, the boss said, I don't want any more flagships. We brew the flagships over here at the factory. I want you guys to put out 100% new ideas every time.
Wow,
so we went through the seasons and put out new beers and different beers and tried to chase the trends and really had a lot of fun with it. So moving up here, same size, 10 barrels, almost the same setup. It seemed like something I could wrap my head around, and it's been a lot of fun here in the last 8 months to be creative, but also use what experience I had to be smart and creative, not just wild and throwing the paintbrush around, but really focusing on where the creativity needs to go. And it's beers like this, it's beers like Nookie that we've had on for a long time that we're now honing into being just more consistent and more to the palate of the new drinker, because we're not all of us are the old school Sierra Nevada Pale Ale drinkers, because Sierra Nevada Pale Ale used to have 60 IBUs in it as a pale ale back in the day, and then now it's toned itself down into a very drinkable beer. But the IBU race is gone. No one's trying to be the most bitter beer in the world anymore, and now it's about actually tasting good, and do you really enjoy the beer or not? And that's what we're chasing, is just palatable beer.
Okay,
good stuff.
What would you say is a kind of similar to music? Well, what inspires you? Where have you got your inspiration from when it comes to brewing a beer? Would you say like Sierra Nevada would be?
I would say the inspiration comes from what either people want or they don't want.
Okay.
If someone really is on a trend like the hazy IPA, and it's something that I don't go out there and look for hazy IPAs when I go to places, because I don't think they're all that great, but I've had a couple of great ones, so I wanted to chase. Right. If someone can do it great, then I can do it great. So it's more like if what people want and then what people don't want. Do they not want bitterness anymore? Do they not want? Do they not want clarity anymore? Do they not want it? So you can it's one or the other. And then every once in a while, it's what I want. And you just gotta brew one beer that you're like, I don't care if anyone else doesn't like the passion fruit saison, I do. I'll drink it. But I hope there's a couple people out there that drink it, and we don't do them all the time. So the passion projects and the things that are clearly you do one or two of those a year, and you say, I had to do it to stay.
Which is, you're putting 100% into that, though. So then the people are, when they drink it, they're going to feel that and taste that, and like, man, this is good, because you obviously put 100% into that.
Absolutely.
That's really cool.
And that is the difference. Is you can really see the difference in, and it's not necessarily how much I care about the beer or anything like that, but just probably the look on my face when I'm brewing it. It's kind of like, I made this whole thing. It's not like I'm brewing someone else's recipe or I've tweaked it and I've got to do this to get it done. It's that, it's fun. There's something about it. We have a fruit addition that's neat and different that we don't do. So there's processes that, you want to have that fun with it. And you got to do it. If you don't do one or two fun beers a year that are like for you, that obviously people are going to like, I'm not going to do anything weird, but within scope, you got to do a couple things that you like to keep yourself creative. You got to put a special on the board that you're like, I don't even care if anybody else wants it. I'm putting a special on the board.
That's the beer that I will get. Because when I go to a brewery, first thing I ask, I don't care if it's Pelican Brewery or Climate City, I'm going to go, what can I find here? I'm not going to find anywhere else.
Right. And that is one of those style beers that you gotta check out. And at the end of the day, it's gotta sell. I'm not gonna put anything else out there that's not gonna sell, but it's also gotta be weird. You gotta try something new.
I love the experimental ones.
Well, I'll tell you for sure right now, before today, my favorite I found was Oakshire's Hazy, and it was really good. But
Oakshire.
This is probably my new favorite hazy.
All right.
This one just trumped that. I haven't reviewed that one yet because we also do reviews, and I actually have a couple cans of that. But this one is probably the new one to stand. Everyone's going to be rated against is your guys' hazy.
Hey, I'm happy to hear that.
This is good.
Very, very happy to hear it.
Surprised.
Yeah, and I've had a lot of stuff from them. Their raspberry Berliner Weiss is amazing. Yeah, really, really good. Which is also a style that I enjoy, as a raspberry Berliner is pretty good beer, and we've got raspberries in this area, so we'll get them.
Sweet. There you go.
Yeah, we'll get
them. All
them.
right. Well, hey, thank you so much for talking to us. It's been great. I love hearing all the history we have here and the great beer you guys got. It's great, delicious. It's Kolsch. Can't wait to try it. You guys stop by here in Grants Pass, check it out, and let us know in the comments. Thanks, man.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate you coming.
You betcha.
All right. See you guys later.
Should we do it again? Sure.
you guys hear that? So, I'm here editing this video right now. And this scene, I'm walking through the kitchen part of the brewery. And I noticed a little whispering in the background. Well, it's in the foreground, but I heard some whispering. I don't know if that was myself whispering behind the camera, because I don't remember talking. I just remember walking around with the camera. You can hear Tyler in the background. But you can clearly hear something whispering. I don't know what it says. I can't make it out. So if you hear that and you say, it's different, comment below what you think it is. I'll play it again a couple more times, just like twice, but we're talking about ghosts. Maybe I got a little EVP action. I don't know. All right, let's get back into it. See if you can hear it.
Tyler, is that number 610 now? Tyler, is that number 610 now?
Inside the brewery right now. This is a little creepy. It's just a little dark in here.
I had one in like 2 or 3 years. I almost had one in Whistler.
Alright, ready?
Oh yeah, go. Yeah, we're good.
Alright, we're talking ghost Dave.
Going down there.
Go down.
Yeah, go downstairs.
Attitude on it.
Right?
Let's do this, Zach.
Alright. Ghost adventure style. Alright guys, we're now below the brewery down here, back with Dustin. First of all, Dustin, what's down here? And kind of tell us a little bit about what you guys have down here below the brewery.
So we've got our keg cooler down here.
Okay.
We got these together right around the corner here. And then this goes all the way up to the sidewalk under here. So it's hard to get through now. Difficult with all the 6x6s to support all the weight of the liquid that's sitting above it. But
I see.
Supposedly there were tunnels during Prohibition that led out to the railroad, and this all was like secret access.
Oh my gosh, that's
Knock
really cool.
knocking on the door, silent pig kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
Now it's a damp basement because that water table's
I can
like
smell it.
yeah,
Yeah.
just right there. We have a sub pump in here that pumps out all that water pretty frequently.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, it's you did mention a little bit of paranormal stuff that you guys got.
Yeah, it's an old building and a lot of stories and a lot of like weird stuff. I've got a cook that like won't be in here after dark. Not a chance.
Wow.
He's a big Simone guy.
Really?
I wish he was here because like
He's like, nope, I am not
there
going
was an
downstairs.
experience out on the patio that freaked him out. He's just like, bro, I'm sorry, and he's got this big bro. You know, he's like this big tattoos, and he's like, sorry, but just not gonna happen.
That's cool.
So what's the craziest thing you've heard?
Oh man, his story is pretty bad. I mean, not bad, but like pretty intense. There's been a couple of times where I've walked into the dining room and like somebody sat down in booths, like out of the peripheral, you know, and you're just like, what? And then you go over there. So we just try to be real nice, you know. Leave out a pint every once in a while. Yo, Mary or whatever your name is, like really help you enjoy this. And yeah, here you go. Like,
All right.
So yeah, we should go outside. And,
yeah, all right. We're gonna go sit by the fire and learn some more ghost stories. Alright guys, we're out here by the fireplace, which is right here on the deck. here. It's a beautiful spot. This is a great little bar. But yeah, some more ghost stories. We love those. We love some good ghost stories.
All right. So the first one I have. So I'm here late, getting things done. Everybody's gone home. The team's gone home, and I could have sworn that somebody was in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So I walked from the bar through the dining room, and as I walked through the arch, somebody jumped into the bench, like into the booth, like as I walked up, and like,
You're like,
not like kinda,
right.
not like, oh, I thought I saw, like somebody did, like I saw it, and there's even like the sensation of a thump, right? Like, have you ever watched a thunderstorm without any like sound?
Yeah, and you
Like
can,
you
like,
could still,
you know the thunder just
yeah,
hit.
like it was like, oh, so maybe that was what it was,
Yeah.
but it was like, I stopped, and I chuckled because I'm not going to be like, you know, on the Scream movie. I'm not going to like go upstairs when I should go out the back door. So I checked.
Right.
Nobody
Like,
was there. And it was just like, man, that was the first time I left a beer out. Like, okay, there you go. Yeah, I hope you're good. Yeah, and then two guys. So the dishwasher, this guy I was telling you about, he's no joke of a man. Like,
right.
big dude, been to prison.
Oh, gee,
That
yeah.
guy, you're like,
No,
yeah, he's
like,
not gonna fuck
great
with
guy, like very nice, but like, so he's sitting just right over there on the on one of the benches, talking to one of our bartenders, and we've recently given his high school boy his first job here. So he's doing all the cleanup because he's rookie, right? He's cleaning up the floors and whatnot at the end of the night, and they're having a conversation. Sounded like it was pretty intense about life, and his son comes out and then walks down to our bridge right here, and kind of wrap up the conversation, and he's getting ready to get up, and then his son comes out. That's a couple minutes later, again, and walks up to his dad. He's like, "You about ready to go home?" And he's like, "Yeah." "Did you just walk around the building?" He's like, "No, I've been in the dish pit." And like, he just got up and went inside, and he was like, "Nope, nope."
Wow.
Wow.
Dude.
And then the bartender went down and checked the pad, like everything, and nobody was down there. And like, he was just called me up. He's like, I won't be there after, like, I won't be there alone. No joke.
I'm
Like,
out.
somebody walked through the patio.
Ow.
For sure. Like, freaked out. He was freaked out. And hearing him tell the story, it was like, I believe him 100% because he was like, no, won't do
Right.
it. Won't do it again.
That's
So,
awesome.
And then there's a bunch of little other stories where, you know, chairs are pulled out, or bleach buckets are tipped over. Water running's a big thing.
Oh, really?
So
Yeah.
you go back to the service station, and like the water's just like stuck on for some reason. You just like hit the lever and it turns off. I'm like, that's weird. So little things here and there.
That's cool stuff.
I guess you
to
get that
hear.
with 140 years.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
I for sure. You know, you have the creek right here. You got the original, some of the original brick inside. Like,
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know.
this is all original brick. This actually
Yeah.
came from
Oh, wow.
like some of the doorways, and then the gates were originally in front of the building.
Oh, really?
Yeah. around
That's
the
so
thing.
cool.
it was
So,
all original.
a lot of original stuff here. So you know there's some residual action.
Oh boy.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. She lives in the bushes.
You're famous. Kitty.
Famous
And this
hazy
is,
cat.
I mean, the railroad is right here too.
Yeah.
So this used to be a turnaround where people used to like jump the train
Okay.
and stuff. So who knows?
So all types of crazy shit happened here. One time.
Yeah.
This is the Wild West.
Yeah.
At one point. You know?
I believe it kind of has that feel down here, honestly.
Some of the pictures that I've seen are just, mud streets.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just mud the whole way, and then a couple buildings, and we're one of the buildings. All the way
Wow.
to the last orange over there. That was all one giant building. So pretty cool.
Yeah, I've
I
seen
haven't
those
seen
pictures.
any ghosts, but
You will.
I will.
You will.
I'm waiting.
You will.
I'm like,
Your 1 year
I'm too
anniversary.
young. They're like, oh, we'll host him later. Don't mess with him until.
I've seen and
He
heard
makes
stuff all
our
my
beer.
life.
He makes our beer. We'll let
Yeah,
him.
maybe
Right?
that's it. They take the angel share or
Yeah.
the ghost share.
Oh, they
They like their beer.
Hey, new
so they're
beer.
cool.
come
New
in there.
beer. The Angel Share.
Angel share, which is a good rating.
Yeah.
I mean,
That could be a new beer.
well, it's a term for whiskey. When the first time you open a whiskey barrel, I believe, and you smell it, that's called the angel share. It's just straight alcohol. You're
Hey, that's a
huffing
great.
alcohol.
That's great. That's cool.
Whew.
All the angels get
You
because
lose
you lose
some to
it.
evaporation.
So it's the evaporation. Every time you open it, it goes. That's goes up to the gods.
Interesting.
Should be your first
Save
barrel
it for
age.
save it for a barrel age.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
angel
Yeah.
share. Ooh, that's a good stuff, man.
That would be.
Yeah.
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 I think there's one out there.
I'm trying to remember.
Possibly. I mean, I know there's something Angel's Envy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that. But Angel's Envy, because it's the angel share, is what they're referencing. Sure. It's like the angels are envy. But yeah. I don't know. Could be a cool.
That would
Maybe
be
the
great.
ghost share.
Ghost share. Yeah.
Ghost Share.
The ghost share. Or angels are different.
Yeah.
That's true. I like the Ghost part.
Evaporate on purpose. So.
Yeah. They condense it, rip it. So yeah.
Here you go. Leave me alone. Okay.
Maybe it's just Slimer's share. It's just super gooey. But
Egon?
he
Called like the Egon or something like that.
Yeah, it's the Slimer's share. Like he gets his, and then also eats
So
your
you don't
food.
mess with it.
Right?
And then drums break them and go. Yeah,
These
I don't
young
know.
kids are gonna understand that.
No young kid will understand it. But I hope no young kids are really watching this. If they're watching this.
I mean, yeah, I hope
What's
you're.
young to us? 25.
My daughter will. She's 18. So on.
It's crazy. Yeah, getting older is crazy.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you start barrel aging yourself.
I know. I didn't believe
Actually-
you would feel getting old, but now I'm just turned 34, and I'm like, get up
Just
in
a
the morning,
baby.
like,
You're still a
"Oh,
baby. I'm just a
why?"
baby.
You know, I can't play basketball, and I'll feel it for like a week now. I'm
I
like,
played basketball
"Damn it."
yesterday and my neck hurts.
Yeah,
Why
see?
does my neck hurt? I played basketball.
Yeah, I played
Because
on
I went sky
Saturday.
Sky hook. Because I couldn't actually make the shot the whole time. Also, three-point line is real.
Yeah.
As a kid, I was like, three-pointer. Now I'm like, huh! Like, you gotta really get it to
You
the
still
three-point line.
airball. You're like,
And I think I was at like a junior three-pointers. I was a
I was
children's
playing
gym.
with a woman's ball.
Yeah, a woman's ball at a children's gym.
Nobody can.
Woman's ball.
George Heinz.
Nobody's looking. No, I was playing Jeremy, and I was like, well, I can't drive on him. That's not gonna happen. I gotta go in
He's
and
a
just
big boy.
jump shots. Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna drive on him. I had to do all these fake shots and pirouettes just to get a ball even close. I think I had 4 points.